Welcome to LexHawk Academy. We are into coaching students for common law admission test for the national universities across the country since 2017. We have successfully sent students to Tamil Nadu National University, Tiruchirappalli from our academy. Today we are going to look into the contracts law for common law admission test. The comprehensions given for the students in the exam will be predominantly a scenario which directly or indirectly reflects the answer, and therefore the students are expected to make a quick reading, speed reading, without compromising the meaning. Identify the keywords quickly and understand the main principle emanating from that particular passage and choose the right answer from the multiple choices given. The contract law predominantly requires the basic essentials of a valid contract, the meeting of minds of the parties, consensus addendum, offer and acceptance. An agreement enforceable by law is a contract, we all know that. The capacity of the parties should not be a minor or incapacitated by lunacy or intoxication at the time of signing the contract. The most important element is the terms and conditions of the contract should be understood by all the parties to the contract. The objectives of contract should be legal. There should be a valid consideration, and there should be a certainty, the certainty of the conditions of the contract. Then possibility of performance. You cannot enter into contract for anything which is not possible. Predominantly, the contractual obligations arise due to a clear set of understanding and agreement between the parties. Therefore, the foremost requirement is there should be an offer. That offer should be a valid offer, and that should be clearly conveyed to the other party to the contract, enabling the other party to accept the valid offer without any coercion or threat or undue influence or any compulsion in normal terms. So please understand these contractual features will be described in a scenario in a 450 word passage in the common law admission test question papers. Predominantly it is an imaginary scenario or a real case study at times. So our job is to understand, because the time given is very limited. 150 questions, 120 minutes. Therefore, please cultivate the ability to read little fast without compromising the meaning of the text or passage. Choose quickly. Do the practice test in contracts. These are very basic things. In the business world, we see so many contracts. So there are other areas where what are the types of contracts? This is one area which normally they also ask. And the most comfortable thing about CLAT exam is the answer is there on the answer script. We need not write in flow chart or write pages and pages. You are just going to choose the right answer from the multiple choice. So the reasoning, the legal reasoning part, understanding the basic idea about contracts will help you with examples. In our academy, we always provide examples and then enable our students to work on those examples so that the principle in law will be understood clearly. Contracts form the very basis of any business transaction. There could be situations where they normally in previous year question papers of CLAT, the concept of vicarious liability, then agent principal relationship, that concept of agent principal relationship. One who acts for another acts for himself. Then the contract of indemnity, make good for the loss. These are there are fine demarcating line in all these chapters where we can understand the real principle in law by solving examples, by real-time examples in the business world, and then by practice. Once the foundation of understanding the principles of contract and the concept of contractual obligation is sound, then it is easy for anybody to choose the right answer from the multiple choices. The consideration should be valid in a contract. The capacity of the parties, then the other essential features, like it should be in writing and executed in the presence of witnesses. The meeting of minds about the real terms and conditions of the contract, because it cannot be hidden. And sometimes the time is the essence of a contract. These are the principles which will emanate in contractual obligations. Meeting of minds, free mind out of own volition. There cannot be any threat. Free consent. The acceptance or the consent for signing a contract should be free and out of own or spontaneous or out of own volition, without any compulsion or external threat. The parties to the contract should enter into a contractual obligation as enforceable by law. So then comes the end part. What are the remedies? What are the remedies available for breach of contracts or violation of any terms and conditions of a contract? Modern day contracts, there are so many contracts, international contracts. Types of agreements, service level agreements, software licensing agreements, construction contracts. So all this basic, we need not, all this will be, the Indian Contract Act will be taught to you in the law school or any national university where we are going to join. But the essential elements, basic idea of